Welcome back to the channel, folks, and to another Flames of War battle report. I'll be playing Volks Grenadiers in this game against Brian. Brian's going to be attacking with a Polish Sherman list, a very interesting list. He's talked to me about it before, so this is the first chance he's got of actually trying it out. Now, we are recording this in a quick format. It's not just going to be turn summaries, we're going to be showing the dice rolling in the shooting phase, but it's kind of like the format that we normally use when we record games at our monthly meetup in Bathgate and Nightly Gaming. So let's go over, have a look at the list, the mission, deployment, and take it from there. Here's the army I'm using today, a Volks Grenadier formation. So it's got 2 assault platoons and 1 Schützen platoon. Sturmgewehr armed and then just rifle MG armed. They've each got 2 Panzerschrecks, and for a bit of extra defensive fire if they're pinned and maybe a bit more ranged fire, there's heavy machine gun, 1 each in the assault platoons. Now they've also got 2 Panzerfausts. HQ's got 1 Panzerfaust. So that means 2 Schreks, 2 Fausts. They're going to take a bit of a beating, but that'll hopefully give them enough reserve to drive off any tank assaults. Then part of the formation still, we have got a small mortar platoon, 4 tubes, and then we've got 4 Pak 40s as integral anti-tank. Then the second formation is a tank training formation. You can see at the back there, it's quite small. It's a HQ of 1 Panzer IV, then it's got a platoon of 4 Panzer IVs, a platoon of 3 late Panthers, so that's front armour of 10. Instead of taking an artillery platoon, I decided to do something different and take some 88s, and these are the careful veteran 88s. If they're defending, those extra anti-tank rolls could come in very handy. If they're attacking, well, the main burden's probably going to fall on the tanks, with infantry trying to infiltrate their way in. And I found that if you can advance your tanks under direct support of anti-tank fire, it can be quite effective. I mean, it's something that happened for real in the German combined arms anyway. And the 88s have got the kind of range that allow them to extend that support. So I've gone for 88s. So overall, these guys are aggressive, reluctant, trained. These guys, once again, they are aggressive, confident, green. But we've got this guy here who's a veteran, and he's got the old hand rule, which allows them to do the skill checks, basically the tactics checks on veteran status. So keep him with the formation, and it'll give them that really effective boost. But overall, the plan here is for these guys to try and hold on. Once they get pinned, they probably stay pinned. That's kind of what's going to happen, and they do get easily hit. Anti-tank guns holding off tank assaults, and then these guys just coming into the face of the attack. And they probably won't last very long, but if they get in close enough, they should be able to do some damage, and then hopefully hold on long enough, wear them down long enough so these guys can hold the objective with all the Fausts and the Schreks. Right, Brian, what's in your list today?
So I've gone for the first Polish Armoured company, using one of the card upgrades. Apologies for the stuff unpainted. I'm trying the list out to get the final models I want to paint. So it's quite a small army, unfortunately. I've got an HQ of 2 Shermans. I've got a platoon of 2 Shermans and 2 17-pounders, and I've got a platoon of 2 Shermans and 1 17-pounder. So they use the Polish First Armoured Company Black Devils card. So basically they become fearless, and these are upgraded to 76 mils. So I've got 76 mils and 17-pounders, and they're fearless. It's a small unit, but hopefully don't run away and big hitting as well.
So 76 mil is anti-tank 12? So that's a very strong unit, folks. That's why they're expensive. We were looking at the size of the formation, but if they've got 15 and 12, then they're going to really clobber.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing, those 76s, do they have the no HE rule?
No HE rule, yeah.
Right, okay.
That's the only thing I'm going to struggle with some of the infantry.
But they'll shoot the hell out of the tanks.
Yeah, that's the plan. So it was 10 points for the upgrade. To get
That's
the car
across the whole formation.
across the whole formation. Supported by some sextons and the little observer sitting in the middle here as well. And I've got a ram kangaroo platoon as well. And off the table I've got 3 crocs. I'm hoping the 3 crocs are going to come on at the corner objective and quickly win me the game.
Well, you never know. I mean, my guys are reluctant. They might not even get to the objective. That's the thing. You can use the crocs to kill them, but you still need to get them on the objective.
Because crocs can't hold the objective. Yep.
Today's mission is Breakthrough. It's a fairly straightforward mission in terms of deployment zones. The challenge for the defender in this game is that they've got to get themselves up out of the deployment zone and then move to the objectives. So when they're choosing the deployment zones, it's not like a normal defensive game where you're going to choose where you're going to sit. You have to choose and gamble on where the objectives will be. So you kind of choose the deployment zones that you don't want the objectives to be in, if that makes sense. And then for the attacker, well, they've got to get through the deployment zones to the objectives. They can put at least one platoon, but certainly more than one platoon, in flanking reserves, as you can see, to come on and attack the objective from behind. But typically they keep a good strong punch to just push through onto the objective. So the defender has to get up and move. The attacker has to punch through and watch out for the defender's reserves that could be coming in from their flanks. So an interesting game, and one that's got challenges for both. So in terms of special rules for this mission, there is flanking reserves for the attacker, ambush for the defender, and then immediate reserves for the defender. There is pre-ranged in markers, but there are no minefields to help the defender out. Right, so let's go to deployment then, folks. So I chose this corner and this corner to deploy in. I know if I chose the town, I'd be leaving the town. So I thought, I'm not going to bother choosing the town. That might make it more difficult for me to leave, might block my line of sight. It's going to block line of sight to one degree or another, but if I can deploy in here and in here, knowing that Brian would place objectives over here. So he's got one here and one here to stretch me as much as possible, but keeping that objective more than 4 inches away from the deployment zone, so I've got to move towards it. Brian's got a pre-ranged in marker here to deny this hill to me, and I've got a pre-ranged in marker there. So my deployment, first of all, 4 Pak 40s in reserve, then 4 88s, then my ordinary sort of shoots-in type platoon, and then my 2 assault platoons and my mortars. There's my HQ, and then I've got the training formation in reserve. So Brian, your deployment?
Yeah, basically my deployment zone's in this bottom corner here, so I've tried to get as much up to the edge as I can, because ultimately it's going to have to be a rush to try and get into this cover. Hopefully use a bit of smoke to try and keep away from those 88s. Because they're off the hill, I've got a little bit of cover.
Yeah, 6s to hit you rather than 5s.
So every one makes a difference, I think. So the idea, I think I'm just going to have to it's charge right round and hopefully come and meet my other unit coming in from that corner. But it's basically a small tank platoon, but a company, but they have to go for it and see what I come up with.
Right folks, we'll tidy up and come back for turn 1. Turn 1.
So yeah, my movement was basically just trying to get everything around the side of the table as I can. So they all moved their full 18 inches. I tried to follow me and the HQs moved forward, but the units didn't, just to try and get hull down on this hill here. So I'm quite exposed after that movement run, so hopefully some smoke this turn is going to protect my flank, but I was just trying to get as much as I can on the table.
And the follow me's were to stop that being used as an ambush point. So you're shooting this turn then, Brian, it's just going to be smoke.
Just try and get the smoke. So let's see if we get it in.
That'll do it.
I'll do it just.
So let's put the smoke down and see what's covered.
So managed to get my smoke bombardment in, dropped it on the road here, and just basically give my whole flank some cover from the nasty 88s as I run round the side of the table.
And that'll be it for your turn then?
That's it.
It's just about dashing.
Yeah, moving at the moment.
So German turn 1, I've got to roll for reserves. Nothing coming on. And then it's just going to be on to, well, ambushes. I should have rolled that. I should have decided that first, but to be honest, ambush is going to be pretty tricky because I can't really see them. They're dominating the land all around and my deployment zone stops. So no ambushes from the Pack 40s. So German turn 1, you see the movement. These have moved over here just so they're in a position to go either that way or that way depending on what's required. This platoon made it in with a follow me along with the HQ, so that stacked that building. These guys failed to follow me, but they're heading towards that. They'll get there next turn if they dig in. Well, to be honest, I don't know much of a difference it's going to make against Crocs whether you're dug in or not. They will at least not be moving anywhere by the time they get there. It could be very interesting over there, it could get very hot very soon. So in terms of shooting, well, my mortars can't really hurt anything, certainly can't see much, so they won't be firing. The 88s have not got any targets. This turn I may not have many targets for the entire game, because that long hook Brian is going to go on, but that will mean my reserves rather, will arrive on and deal with those tanks or get clobbered. So not much from me for turn 1 either, but I'm moving in the right direction. Turn 2.
So for my movement in my second turn, I moved the first platoon up as far as I could. I then done a follow me. I managed to get them all up behind this hedge. I'm very conscious there's probably a good ambush site here. And I think you get reserves coming this corner as well, but I'm just getting round to this side as quick as I can. I could only move my other tank platoons into this, beside this hill
you'd
here.
have to go into the open.
The kill zone here. So what I decided to do is I've decided to actually move the tanks around to get the cover and leave these out in the open, but because they've not moved, they go into ground, so it means you've got 7s to hit me, and if you're hitting ram kangaroos with 88s rather than my tanks, I'm probably a bit happier than that at the moment. So it's basically getting the tanks into cover. This is the kill zone in this little gap here.
Right, on to shooting.
So I'm going to try with my observer and drop an artillery bombardment on top of your 88s. So normally hitting you on?
Well, it's your skill rating, which I think is veteran for sextants, so it'll be 4s because there's terrain under there.
First go.
First attempt, right. So from what you can see, I reckon there's 3 guns from where you can see, like that. So you will need 4s because my guys are careful.
Right, so here we go. And 2 hits.
So we'll see those 2 there. So these will need 4s to save. I'll get my dice tray in a second. So those 2. This one's saved. This one hasn't. So you'll be, I think they're
I think that's 4 up for the sexton. It's a 3 up for
Yeah.
the priest. A 1.
No.
No.
A pin though. But these guys at least are not reluctant about the pin. And your ranged in marker.
No, let's put them down.
So they're kind of like that. And that's going to be it for shooting again, folks.
Yep,
We're playing this game very cagey, but when it goes, it'll go. It could go big time on my turn if I get 2 reserves on over here. German turn 2 start step, so I've got to unpin them. And they do. They were a 4 up, they're not reluctant. And then I've got to decide on an ambush. And I think I have to pop it now or I'll never be able to pop it. And then 2 dice for reserves, 1's coming on, so it could get nasty over in that corner, but we'll see. The Pack 40s ambushing you are probably more of a threat than the tanks coming on from behind you because they're only going to get 4 dice. The packs will get 8. German turn 2 movement, so these guys are rushing over. They're staying behind a hill. They're kind of in a counter-attacking position. They're staying put. These guys are also staying put because I don't need to be on the objective. That sounds a bit daft, but there's actually more of a threat coming from that way. So I've tried to dig them in and they failed. The reserves have arrived over here. Ambush popped there. So that's it, we'll go on to shooting. I'll start with the 88s. They are, one's going to shoot at an observer and the other ones are going to go for kangaroos. So the observer, double one, cat's eyes, and then shooting at the kangaroos. Oh no, 2 6s. Right. I got one hit. Right, so it's going to go straight to firepower.
Yeah.
Just a bail, you're alright. Now, this is where it could get nasty. I'm going to fire my reserve platoon first. So I'm going to need 4s. Now this is where you can come on from reserve and smash everything, or come on and fluff your lines. And they fluffed their lines, I got one hit. Right, so I want to put it on to Firefly.
Bit too close for moving.
Yeah. So your side armour is 4, so it's going to go straight to firepower. It's just a bail. And then the packs. Need some more dice for us, folks. So, short range, you're looking for 5s for the concealment. 1, 2, 3. So, I don't want to hit the bailed out guy. You're going to have to decide what you want to do, because that's a £17, or do you want to take it? Well, you probably want to take it on the 76s, because they've got front armour
7.
7. Right, so, your saves.
Saves for that.
Or do you want to try mistaking target that?
I try to hit him into that,
Right.
yeah. Try that first of all.
So that works, and then you're just happy to leave the rest as
Yeah.
it is. So, save on him then, 6 against 12, no. And then the 7s.
So I'll just go for the both at the same time. No.
Great. Right, so,
Could be
1,
all
2, 3.
pop, pop, pop.
He's dead. Bailed. And bailed. Not the most devastating ambush. And these guys are fearless, remember, folks, so they're going to motivate quite well. There is at least going to be some Panthers coming on to help my guys out next turn. But there you go. If they motivate, it's game on. If they don't, we could be struggling. They've got plenty help coming up if they can keep in the game. So that is going to be it for shooting. My mortar still really don't have anything significant to shoot at, so they're just going to hold fire just now, and they might end up just being a bit of a roadblock in this game unless there's an opportunity to smoke or shoot at infantry. We'll see. Turn 3.
The end of the game.
Hopefully not.
Because if they run, we're going to get that left.
It could get nasty, yeah, but anyway. So, your turn 3, and you'll be rolling for reserves as well this turn, remember? So,
two guys,
2 remounts.
And I've got to try and get him in and then reserve. So,
Uh-huh. And you go, yes, 3 up.
Thanks, yeah.
Yep, you're back in. Now there you're going to have the advantage of your HQ
Reroll,
for a reroll. That'll do it.
I'll do it.
And then 1 dice for reserves.
5.
And reserves are coming on, here come the toasties.
Right, so for my motivations, I managed to get everyone back into the tanks and also back into the Ram Kangaroo as well. So everyone got back in, ready for action. So my movement, I decided to keep these tanks here so I could open up potentially on the guns or on the tanks beside me. I've moved this platoon up to have a go at the tanks, making sure. I need to double check. I might still be in.
You might still be. We'll have a look. It's also a matter of range as well. You might be beyond their death ray, but we'll see.
Into this as well. The two here I tried to do a follow me, just a blitz on it, just to try and get onto the side here to try and get shots at it, but failed it. But I'm going to still try and get a couple of shots through the gap here. Basically, I'm finding these is my big worry at the moment. So I'm also going to try and artillery onto those guys as well.
And the kangaroos are coming up.
Kangaroos up behind the hill as well, just trying to keep in cover.
So over to shooting.
Over to shooting. So let's just try the artillery first, you want?
Right, so you want to range in your artillery on the Pack 40s?
Try and get on the back 40s.
Right.
3s, 4s.
Now, you can probably, I think that field is like
Bigger than my template.
unfortunately designed in such a way that you can fit a template in it, see?
Right. Well, that was a nice field you built there. Right, okay, so 3's in.
Threes, yeah.
Yeah.
So first
Yeah,
attempt.
first attempt.
So I'm going to be hit on a 3. So roll these individually because depending where they are and line of sight and so on, it could be quite important.
So have we got
4.
4 then? Right, so I'll go for
Right.
go from this side first. First one is a 3. Second one is a 6. Next one is a 6. And then that 6.
6,
I bet
right.
we'll get those again.
So saves. 3 up save needed. Firepower. He's a
5.
goner. And the last one, firepower. He's a goner. Right, and they're pinned. Now, that still leaves you 1 tank with a firing option through there.
So I may as well take him first.
Yep. So, it's going to be long range.
Long range.
So 3 normally, 4
Fours.
range, 5 concealment, 6
6
sail
cons-
blitz, 7 no HE.
No, so that's where I needed to get my start with the 6s. So that was that shot through. I don't think the other guy can see anything through there. But he, no, he's blocking line of sight. These one guys here. Can you fire through here?
No.
Blocking the line of sight.
No, because you're literally
Right. So
solid wall.
let's try first of all with these tanks here to try and take out these
Right,
ones. So,
so roll him separately because he can only see 1 guy.
so this guy here,
Yep.
can only see him.
Looking for a 4.
Nope.
Right, and then the other 2 just rolling, but it's doing
Yeah. So
wait a minute. It's doing them separately, sorry.
this is the big gun,
So
Yep.
he's hit, that's going to go.
and the 76.
That's hit
As
as well.
well.
So who do you want to hit except anybody except him
Just go for these two.
at the end? So which one's a
So I'll
76?
just 76 and the.
Yeah.
So that way.
Right, so the only thing I can potentially get a match on is a 76. No, so firepower to kill. That's dead, and
The 70 pounder.
that's dead. So those 2 kaput. Now, that leaves these guys. So you've got an option, you can turn this turret, or shoot at pack 40s at the moment. Well, in fact, he can't turn the turret because his eligible targets are
Yeah.
dead. You've got one 17 pounder could turn and potentially finish them off.
Yeah, let's try that, and the other two's going to go for these guns.
Right.
So the 17 pounder
Right.
is going to move slightly around.
Yeah, we turn his turret, and you just need 3s. That's
I've got
one hit. So straight to firepower.
One, not
It's
so
a bail. Right.
Not good.
Hold on a second, Brian. I'm going to get
Yep.
stuff because I'd rather see stuff going down on the table here. So we'll do this. Hold on.
2 dead. And then I've got 2 left that can only go forward. Yeah.
Right. So the rest of the platoon, are you using main guns or MGs? You probably better just because I'm pinned anyway. You might as well just use your main guns.
Yeah.
So looking for 4s then.
1 hit.
4s are safe.
And that's it.
Right, okay, that was quite a punishing round for them, but it's to be expected as they're aggressive. They're going to take a lot of hits. This was more a sore one, I think, losing 2 of them. And if they don't unpin, that could be a good saviour for you. It's a question of how much reserves have I got left and when are they coming on? We haven't finished yet.
Oh, I haven't yet, no.
Right, so you're going to roll for this one here. First of all,
I'm just going to check if the dice is good. Okay, 6.
was it 6 actually? There you go. Right, 6. So the first guy, you would need 5s to hit. He can only hit him.
So, let's have a look here. I'll put this here, so we see it. 2 hits.
2 hits. Right, now do the next one. He can maybe hit 2, we'll double check.
Can you see that there?
Aye.
Yeah. Try it again.
Right, 1, 2, 3. I've got to figure out what he can actually
What can you
be in
see?
range of. And then this other one here is in range of a good few more, so he manages just to get the one he's been more in. Right. Brian, measure that and see if what's in range of him. They were staying back like this, folks, because of concerns over danger
So the back
close.
And,
Right. Right, so he's in. Right, so he's taking 2. then he's got to take 2. He's taking 1, and then is he within 6 of him? Yeah, so
Yep.
I can go like that. So this guy's got to do 4 dice basically, because
3 rolls.
right, so he's failed dramatically. The next guy nearly made it, and then the last guy nearly made it. Come on, guys. Right, I'm going to do a wee swap out. Right, so 3 dead from that platoon and very well pinned. And that is it for shooting. German turn 4, so we've got to try and unpin the guys. And they don't unpin the packs. And they don't remount over there. And he does, so they don't have to do a last stand. And then it's going to be 4 dice for reserves. Well, that means there is 1 platoon coming on. 2 platoons would have been good, because then I could have brought the HQ on for very much needed motivation, so it'll be the Panthers. Right, so German turn 4 movement. Coming over the hill, they failed to follow me, which is a shame. They needed a 5 anyway, but that would have put them right up here, and then I would have been able to do my plan. Reserves have arrived here, and the surviving Panzer IVs staying put, so on to shooting. Well, let's do some measuring. Take that back, see if I'm in 40 inches at all off. I'm not at 40 inches. Stick it up to your tank, up to the tanks. Yes. So I reckon.
Get him in there. That one. What about the guy behind them?
No, I can't see for a moment. And then this guy.
Oops.
Yeah. So the 88s are going to get a shot. Right. So these 2 88s are in range. Other ones aren't, but don't have line of sight anyway. So there's going to be concealment from all the hedges and such likes. They're going to shoot that platoon there. Oh my goodness. 2 hits. I want to put it on to a Firefly and a 76.
So try and move it off the Firefly, which it doesn't. So the Firefly takes 1.
Bailed and bailed. I've passed 1 firepower test all game. That's a bit disappointing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Failed 5 firepower tests. That's very much like me, isn't it? Right, 2 shots from these into the platoon at the hedge, the tree line, sorry, missed. Right, and then over here, the Panthers are going to go for that platoon. Oh well, 3 hits. Right, that's going to be straight to firepower.
On this platoon here?
Yeah, so it'll be like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The worm kind of turned and that turned there. So they're gone, and that leaves 2 Panzer IVs shooting at these guys, but they're going to have concealment because of the wreck, and I can't, my line of sight isn't going to allow me to target anybody. 0 missed. They did 5s. So that platoon's still alive, but it's got a lot to do. So it's not going to be shooting here because they failed to follow me. They're going to stay on the ground. They're going to get toasted. So that's going to be it. So it's getting a wee bit harem scarum over there now, because they're quite tough to kill, but you really need that 17-pounder to do its thing. So on to the Brits for their turn 5. Turn 4.
So for my start step, I had no motivations to take. So for my turn 5, it was about movement, and I've really just got to try my ball now, because if I don't take these tanks out, it's going to be game over for me, since I've got a very small formation. So 17-pounder staying still, because you can get 2 shots. I've had to move these guys to try and get some shots on at the side. It's the only way. I mean,
yeah, because they're 10 on the front, 12 against 10.
It's a bit risky.
2
of these guys moved up on top of the wrecks. I've just moved the wrecks back a bit, just so that if they can get maybe a shot.
Yep, one of them is currently exposed to an 88, but only 1.
And then I brought the rams round as well, just to try and keep out line of sight.
And get the infantry up, because if they kill those tanks, they'll need the infantry. And then
across here, I decided to move my crocs around a lot, yes, they're in charge range now, but you're going to charge me anyway, so I've decided that I'm going to move them forward so that everyone can get a shot and that all your unit is underneath the 6-inch range if I get to.
Yeah, you'll be hitting on 3s as well.
So it's all down if I can get rid of this, because if I don't, I'm in big trouble, because you just need to take out one more unit,
Right.
one more platoon, and that's me, sorry.
So, on to shooting then.
So let me go with the 2 17-pounders.
2 17-pounder shots looking for 3s against the Panthers. One hit. Which one do you want to hit?
Doesn't really matter, does it?
This one, him,
does, yeah.
Hero's a 6, believe it or not, that bounces.
So now I'm in big trouble. Right, so 2 shots come up the side.
Right, looking for 3s once again.
One hit.
One hit, so that's going to go straight through. That's dead. Which one do you want?
Just take out this one here.
Right, hold on a second, I'll get you a wee smoke. Right, and then you've got...
The other 2.
Right,
now,
so...
I could go for those and just try and see if you don't get 1s.
If I get a 1 you can destroy me, a 2 you can bail me.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go for it.
Right.
2 hits at your Panthers.
3s again.
One
just
hit.
a 1. Nah, they want to roll 6s.
And that's it. So artillery.
Right. 2 pack 40s under the template there.
4.
One
Sorry,
hit.
5 and 2 ones hit.
Fails a save. And it's a goner. Right, and then barbecue time.
Barbecue time. Let's just see what happens across here then. So I've got 6 dice in each. So the first one,
Looking for 3s.
for 3s. Oh dear. So no.
So that's 5.
There's 5 in that one. Sorry. Oh, 6, 7, 8.
Is that 8 in total?
Yep, 8
Right.
total so far. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Alright, so you want to double up
And
on...
your Faust and
Shreks.
Shreks.
Right, so let's just come back. Right, folks, stick with us on this, right? So saves. He has got 2. He's a goner. This Shrek has got 1. He's okay. And then there are 4 who have got 2 saves each. So the first one's okay. Second one's okay. Third one's okay. Fourth one's a goner. Right? And then I've got 3 more who've got 1 save each. Oh, I've got 2. No, I did reroll it. So there's 1 definitely dead. I'm getting myself confused, folks. And then these ones have to reroll. Okay, so that's not very good at all, Brian.
No, it's not.
1 Shrek and 2 bases of infantry.
So firepower's auto.
Yeah, so I'm just dead.
Just dead.
It's the fact I had to re-roll the saves. That's why I was rolling 4 pairs of 2. Right, I'm going to double check we've got the right number there, but they're miraculously not all dead, but we'll double check it. Yeah, folks, we double checked to count. That was the right number of hits. So they're still alive, but they're heavily pinned. But more importantly, the Panthers are still alive. So unless they whiff their shots next turn, it could potentially break the formation. That's the risk. So over to me for my turn 5. So, do these guys unpin? HQ moved up to be with them, they don't. It's also able to support them, and they don't. This is kind of what happens with Volks Grenadiers. You get them in a great position and then they just stop. Definitely not on attacking list. Does that unpin? Pack 40? It doesn't. And then does it stick around? It does. They're reluctant, but they get that 4 up last stand. And then my last reserve, which is my formation HQ for these guys, is going to come on. HQ's moved on here. I've just moved that wreck. So it's kind of, it's on the wreck, if you see what I mean. Everyone else is going to stay put just to try and kill the HQ, because that will break the little formation. So not going to bother digging these in because there's not much point against flamethrowers. So the Panther's going for your HQ. 3 hits. So that'll be 2 firepowers. Now here's the thing. You can join. It's not going to make much of a difference. You can join the platoon, right?
Close enough.
Might actually work. You can definitely do that, because what happens when you join,
You can put the hits across.
what happens is you join it for the purposes of mistaking target, and the hits will move on to the platoon. So that means it'll be like 1, 2, 3, which gives you a chance of me failing firepower and you maybe being alive, rather than 2 and 1.
Yeah, try
Right.
it.
Right, so firepower on the first HQ, she's bailed. The next one is dead, and then the Firefly is dead. So the one nearest the edge of the table is still alive. And then I've got 4. In fact, if I'm on HQ at your HQ, that's the build one. So you're 7 though against 11. Nope. And nah, he's a goner. That'll be it.
That'll be the game.
Right, folks, for the recap, that was quite a short game. We were kind of thinking it might be quite a short game because it was a small formation, but we wanted to try it out. You know, it's not just playing with the best possible formation in every single game. We've got to give it a go. And Brian's had some thoughts about this.
Yeah, so it was the Black Devils card I've been using, guys. So this is a formation card. It's also title. So title means you've got to actually apply it to everything that's in that formation. Because it'd been great if I could have just upskilled one of the units, but you've got to upgrade them all. But I tried to use this card in a previous game, but it just didn't fit in because it was just a formation support. So I've tried it with the formation, but the downside is it's only 3 units, or HQ and 2 units, very small. I can potentially drop the Crocs and bring in another unit of 3 upgraded. That's the same points because it's 19 core plus the upgrade. So that'll give me the 21 points, and that'll give me then 4 in the formation, the 4 Fireflies and the rest. It's an anti-tank game, I think I'm firing here, I think.
Yeah, because these guys are going to be good against tanks because the minimum anti-tank on them is 12, and if you have got an ally formation, like 12 is good, it's a minimum. You could also, there was the option of dropping the Crocs and bringing in
some Stuarts
at, what would that be, 9 points, with other support added in as well. So you could have a lighter platoon, maybe, I don't know, if maybe put one of these up to the 3,
bring up to the 4,
up to 4, and then maybe something else in the way of support that could, I don't know, it could even be wasps instead of Crocs or something. So it's an interesting list. I'm glad Brian tried it out because it's one that maybe people haven't considered, but having seen what the potential is in this game in terms of the amount of anti-tank it can knock out, I think it's well worth exploring.
Yeah, the only downside is because there's no HE, you struggle to take things out that's an ambush. So you need to think of what you can then use to take out any guns. Hence, you still need the artillery.
Yeah.
In here.
Yeah, your artillery is important. They can put down smoke barrages. And then there's also the fact that you went for the big long hook in this game. You had to because of my 88s.
Because I would have been quicker just going straight through that window there.
If you'd have gone to here, you'd been able to, I think, get your infantry in quicker support of the tanks. But your own artillery would have to have dealt with them pretty damn quick. Otherwise, your small formation would have been in trouble. So the hook nearly worked.
Nearly worked, just you had too much coming in beside me. And again, I say it's an anti-tank, but when you come in behind me, I
got the jump.
You got the jump on me. I can't bring wasps in because wasps I think only come within the kangaroo platoon. So there's
an infantry option.
Unless there's a card in somewhere, have a look.
Probably not.
Bring in the sort of firepower that way. I do like the Crocs because ultimately they're a tank, but if they need to, they can take infantry. Although I struggled extremely there, I don't know why. But you know,
just luck. Just like in the last game I played against Peter at a Storm Tiger, and it was hitting infantry every single turn, bang, 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 and he just kept making his reroll saves. So it's just a dice.
Yeah, but it's an interesting card. So it makes them fearless. 75s become 76s. They become front armour 7, but because it's title, it means that everything in the formation's got to be upgraded. So it's just one to bear in mind. The more you add to the formation, the more points it goes up.
I think, for me, sort of kind of last word is, I would take the crocks out just so you can add more points to the core formation.
Yeah.
And then focus on what that core formation can do. But there you go, folks, that's a different kind of unit. Never seen it played before. Some of you guys may have experience of it. If you do, stick notes down in the comments below for how you've got on with it. But thanks for watching, as always, folks. Thanks for subscribing, and to you folks who drop into the channel from time to time to see what we're doing. If you hit the bell button and hit the subscribe button, that means we'll definitely see you all on the next one. Cheers, Brian.
Thanks, Ian. Take care.